and gentlemen, William Ruto is facing some ghosts. Ghosts in the name of a faceless opposition. For the past 60 years or maybe 40 years of opposition that we've been having in the country, Raila Amolo Odinga is leading most part of it. He has acted to be in such a way that in case there's a problem to be fixed, he can be approached. In case there's some population needs to cool down, he can be approached. If there are demonstrations in the country, after a handshake, they are dead. But now, despite having Raila Amolo Odinga in government, William Ruto is still facing some serious opposition from the public. And this faceless opposition, it is led by the youths of this country. And they have become so dangerous to an extent William Ruto keeps on daydreaming about these people. What to do, wondering how am I going to deal with them? Both day and night. Why am I saying these people are serious and that William Ruto is going to suffer in their hands? Number one, these guys, they are first of all great mobilizers. They use social media to mobilize themselves, either TikTok, Facebook, X, even WhatsApp, to come together and be able to champion a certain interest. That is not something that can happen easily. For mobilization to occur in this country, a lot of money is used. You all saw how the goons were brought to Nairobi. Millions of money were used to bring a few number of goons. So the fact remains that money is always used in mobilization. But these youths mobilize themselves just with bundles. Alone. A clear indication that these youths are great mobilizers. And they cannot easily be stopped from mobilizing because they don't use a lot of money. It is just tweeting, people having the spirit, then agreeing to come out. The mobilization that is happening has never been seen before. If you all saw what happened in 25th June 2024, it was not easy. To mobilize such big numbers across the country, it needed almost millions of money. But now youths were able to mobilize themselves and come out to reject the Finance Bill 2024. These people, they are faceless and they are dangerous because they are leaderless. There is no particular leader that is controlling them. In that this leader can be compromised. In that if this leader is arrested, these people get disorganized. They are organized without a leader. That becomes so difficult for President William Ruto and the NIS on who to go for. Very difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, these people, some of them, they come out and you even don't know where these people have come from. It's people you could not expect they can come and champion for the interest of Kenyans. Look at the young man who was, I think, a street child, who did not have the front teeth, who literally came out and said, "Wanauza airport yetu." Who expected such a kind of a person to come to the streets consciously fighting for the rights of Kenyans? Not easy. Not easy. Now, one of the ways that these people come out to mobilize themselves is through songs. A way that William Ruto cannot be able to stop. You can stop them from going to the internet. But these people release a song and upload it elsewhere. Like right now, there's a song that just came. That one of Kasongo. Another one just came recently. Also talking about President William Ruto. So, ladies and gentlemen, these kind of tactics from Kenyans, they're not easy to deal with. Use of songs. Others have even come up with animations. People are drawing Ruto, speaking, writing having some captions, speaking certain language, which resonates with them, hence driving the message home. Who expected that from Kenyans? Huge creativity. If you remember the guy who was abducted by the name Kibet, He had drawn some animation, some head of President William Ruto, called it Kasongo, showed everything, corruption and other things. We have the things to do with hashtags. You go to X, hashtag release somebody, hashtag justice for this person, hashtag Ruto must go. Those are things that they use in their mobilization. Something that William Ruto did not expect during his campaigns. Others have come out with acting. Acting in some scripts that are very, very, very significant in terms of passing the messages. And that has become difficult. You saw what happened to Butere girls. They were literally passing the message to the common man of how corruption is in the country, brutality. Now, we can't rule out the fact that William Ruto has tried to control these people. He has sat down with his team and they have come with so many ways to stop these people from, of course, acting the way they do. That is the youth. Number one, through abductions. When William Ruto noted that the number of the opposition that is receiving this country is going up, and the type of aggressiveness, either through social media, either through normal demonstrations, William Ruto decided to start abductions. Abductions started with William Ruto's government. And people abducted, whenever you are seeing doing something against the president, you are abducted, you either found dead at mortuary, or you returned after torture. That went on, until it came down lately, after Rigathi Gachagua and many other people stood firm against it. The other one is extrajudicial killings. The latest case is that on Albert Ojwang. He raised a voice on corruption, and indeed he was killed. So many other youths have lost their lives in the same way. They're raising their voices against the government, and they get arrested and eventually found dead. Ladies and gentlemen, the others are like arrests. People literally getting arrested. You say this against the president, you get arrested, and you simply try to be, you are calmed down. If you are being very vocal on social media, you are arrested, maybe you are fined, and then your antennas are slightly shrunk, so that you don't go ahead to shout or maybe to make the same sentiments as far as the president is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, there are also goons. You've seen goons being deployed in various streets in the country in the name of managing protesters. It happened in the 2024 demonstrations in the country. And you all saw how goons infiltrated the demonstrations, and eventually the demonstrations were called off. Recently in Nairobi, Gachagua being accused, you saw how goons were deployed in CBD, having crude weapons to come and counter the demonstrators. That has been happening all through. That's a way William Ruto has been trying to quell these protests. Lastly, I can also say that William Ruto has also tried propaganda here and there, but it has failed completely to materialize. The fact remains that William Ruto is also not sleeping, but these youths are day and day coming out of the streets to demonstrate against what is not good in William Ruto's government. Right now, we are planning for the 25th June 2025 demonstrations, peaceful ones, in remembrance of some of us who died on 25th June 2024. That is also being planned for by the same government. And the youths, despite the killings, they are still organizing for the same event. That is what we call the ghosts that William Ruto is facing. I don't know what's your take, but please on the comment section, share with me what you think.